Yeah, yeah. What's good? What's good? Adisa, what's good with you, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, BG up here too. I got my boy Tang up here. I got my boy Dame up here too.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. We all about the fellas, man.
all right, hold on. I'm gonna bring y'all right back. I'm gonna bring y'all up. I'm gonna let the little music play and then I'm gonna let some people get in here and we're gonna jump into it.
All right.
Hold on, let me see how I do that.
This is when the guys killed us. What's up? What?
Yes, indeedy, y'all. Hold on, let me play this music while we get some people up in here. Got G Live, man. Up
Yeah,
Sinatra. I mean,
homies gone. Feel so real when you spit it from the gut. Gotta fire up on this one. Ain't that the truth? I remember we used to fight square
dog.
up, throw the gloves on. Now they
I'm on
clip
his
up,
own.
throw the
Trey
slugs on.
57.
Okay. They gonna love this. Yeah, I'm ready.
Also known to some as Speak Low.
Flicking through photos, reflecting on my life. Still wish I could ask my pops for advice. Wish Batman and J-Red would've never hopped on that bike. Cops killed the homie B, I ain't even read him his rights. I remember we used to fight square up, throw the gloves on. But now they clip up, throw the slugs on. Homies getting watched, they swear the
Hey,
judge wrong.
that was a
Heart
dope
turned
little
cold and all the
piece
love
you had.
gone. Caught a weed man, all the bug gone. And Kush the only thing I put my lungs on. The bullets big and the gun long. Trying to stack a couple dollars, put my sons on. Can't survive without some bucks, pigs. Won't you shackled up? Free my nigga Lil Luck. Tomorrow I ain't promised while you here, lift it up. It feels so real when you spit it from the gut.
Thank y'all coming in. Y'all tap that like
Spit it
button
from the
on me,
gut.
please, and thank
Hard
you.
to hide all this stress bottled up. To master pain, we roll the
Trying to
weed
get
and
y'all with
fire
some
up.
of this brain
It feels so
food.
real when you spit it from the gut. Yeah. Spit it from the gut. Hard to hide all this stress bottled up. To master pain, we roll the weed and fire up. It feels so real when you spit it from the gut. Yeah. Spit it from the gut. Spit it from the gut. Hard to hide all this stress bottled up. Feels so real when you spit it from the gut. Yeah. Spit it from the gut. Spit it from the gut. To master pain, we roll the weed and fire up. Feels so real when you
Hey,
spit
shout
it
out
from
to
the
Red's
gut.
dog.
So
TV
much
Red.
hate
That's
made it
who
hard to show affection. Who can I trust? There's so much
I see your
deception.
shit on there.
Childhood
Let's get
friends,
it.
but we grew in different directions. They y'all still my niggas, even though we lost connection. Spit it from the gut, so much aggression. When you lose somebody close, that shit depressing. Ask God why, but who am I to second guess him? Gotta roll with the punches, try to learn from my lessons. Lying to my bro, saying my phone don't get reception. Love of the death, but fucking hoes is my obsession. These niggas weird, I can tell the way they be dressing.
Alright.
Sleep with my gun, I've been feeling threatened. The pistols for protection, the pussy just for enjoyment. A nigga forced to hustle when they don't give him employment. Hennessy in my cup, it feels so real when you spit it from the gut. Spit it from the gut. Hard to hide all this stress bottled up. To master pain, we roll the weed and fire up. It feels so real when you spit it from the gut. Yeah. Spit it from the gut. Hard to hide all this stress bottled up. To master pain, we roll the weed and fire up. It feels so real when you spit it from the gut. Yeah. Spit it from the gut. Spit it from the gut. Hard to hide all this stress
Dopest
bottled up.
lady.
Feels so real when you spit it
You
from the
love
gut.
one.
Yeah. Spit it from the gut. Spit it from the gut. To master pain, we roll the weed and fire up. Feels so real when you spit it from the gut.
Shout out to y'all in the live. I got some special guests. Y'all know I got my. They up in here. Salute, salute, salute to everybody tapped in, my loved ones. We got. Let me see if I can get this right. We got T-Dog, also Tyrone, also known as T-Dog from on the Trey 57. We got my brother Adisa up here, also known as Sneak Low from Long Beach Insanes. My brothers, what's good with y'all? Hold on, let me get y'all off here.
Niggas get killed. I make bulletproof the road. Go through in the land with the doors up. Ready had a break and he throws up. Lean through it like his life
Hey,
shows up.
freestyling?
Standing in the kitchen of the stove, bro. I remember having visions. I count millions with my niggas. Never knew that shit'll put the hood in their feelings. Damn, niggas popping sideways if they ain't with me. But they know I'm still standing on business. Real talk.
I don't know what Adisa got going on. Hey, but look, today's topic, man, is gang life versus real life, the price of the streets. I got a couple brothers up here, man, that they paid the price. Everybody paid a different price. They paid a certain price to for this street life. What's up, retired troll? What's good? What's good? I wanted to play this and then we could comment on this. CStar from Rollin 40s uh had a video. And I know y'all like to focus and dwell on a lot of the nonsense, but I want y'all to hear what this brother had to say on some real stuff, man.
I don't know what the fuck going on. But look, I really want to come on here to address something that ain't nobody really addressing. And this really for like the young niggas who ain't been through this or that's glorifying this shit and thinking that this shit is cool. And I want to be the first nigga to tell y'all, cause this shit ain't straight. Like, this ain't nothing to glorify. This ain't nothing to just like, oh yeah, my folks on there doing this, that, and the third, and getting the yeah. But look, this what niggas don't tell y'all on the hood. You gonna come to jail, you gonna be turned up, you gonna do all the shit, you gonna be down for your hood. And at the end of the day, kid, that shit don't pay you, nigga. That shit don't do nothing beneficial for a nigga at the end of the day, but just how your name on the motherfucking hot sheet to be, nigga, the next nigga that everybody wanna kill. If a nigga being honest, man, on the hood, like, you don't get no benefit other than nigga going to sit in the hole and these folks is like nigga on the dead homies damn near like that nigga stupid. And it's like we all talk about what we gonna do in these situations and the nigga who really activate and do what you supposed to do, that's all the fuck they gonna do is oh yeah, that nigga stupid. You in the hole by yourself.
When up in here, that's the time. Been a fly, you ain't gonna think it's a teddy bear on that fly. That didn't get married one hit, I know.
Your homies on the streets that was doing the same turned up shit with you and niggas was tough as a motherfucker when y'all was together. They're not gonna do nothing for you but swear up and down, oh, this nigga don't wanna go home. This nigga ain't you feel me? On the hood. At the end of the day, your homies is not gonna be the niggas that's gonna make sure you eat. You have to find you a good bitch.
Hold on, Adisa.
First of all,
Play
you
the
ain't
video.
finna, you feel me? Like,
Tell me what we on. We
niggas is
not max.
glorifying
It's the
this
shit
shit. At
that
the end
only
of the
me and
day,
he know.
your hood and all this bullshit, this shit really be a setup, man. Like, if a nigga just being completely honest, all this shit is a setup, bro. You gonna do all the tough, turned up shit, and you gonna get accustomed to who you are. Then you gonna bring that shit to prison. You go to prison, and they trying to give a nigga extra 90 days every time you do anything. You walk out of bounds, 90 days. You talk crazy to the police, 90 days. Anything you do, 90 days. So this shit just like all a setup, and I just want the young niggas to know this ain't no life to glorify, man. On the real, go get some money, go get out the way. Only niggas that's like on the hood. If you go get a little bullshit rap deal or blow up at a young.
Hold on, let me stop that. Let me stop that. I'm trying to play the video with Adisa. Hey,
I feel like better than the bunch.
Adisa, you hear me? But anyway, if y'all get the gist of what C-Star is saying in that video about this ain't nothing to glorify, I wanted to play that video for y'all so y'all could kind of, because we spend so much time as always watching these channels. We listening about the knockouts and the KOs and all that type of stuff. But y'all glossing over y'all glossing over the message that y'all should really be taking in. But what you think about that when he say that it seemed like it's all a setup, T-Dog?
So the reality is like, I think it all starts with what they come into the game for.
Yeah.
Right? So you have dudes, as they say, that's born into it, right? You got dudes that come and join the game, but we got to go back to the basics of everybody suffering from abandonment issues, right? Why did I come into the game? They don't realize you came into the game because you felt less than, want to be accepted, right? So,
Right.
like you said, you gloss over the fact that this is, now you're saying this is my family and they supposed to take care of me in every way.
Yeah.
Right? Then when you leave the street, the people that you used to being around with, they not there with you no more. The dudes you ran around and did all this, they not there with you no more. Even if they crimies, you get separated. Right? So you with the same gang, but you around different people. You see what I'm saying? So the dudes you grew up with, you was real tight, they not there no more. So the only ties that bind is where you from. Right? And now you saying, where's the love? Where's the love I received that brought me in there? Now you waking up that everybody in the game have a different agenda of why they started doing this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You're not with the dudes no more that was like, wherever you go, whatever you do, I do the same. Right? And now that you're getting older, and now you in that system, right? You in the system because you were doing the things that you were doing based on who you were surrounded by. Because we know when you in a gang, it's a whole bunch of different stuff going on depending on who you hang with, what your eyes are open to. Right? Like me, I was a robber, I was a jacker. So I didn't fit in with the dope dealers. The dope dealers had a whole different thing going on. What we call collie poppers, the dudes that went to the parties and shit in the clubs, that wasn't my scene.
Right.
We didn't have the same mentality. We from the same set, but we don't have the same mentality. So now when I'm on the yard with him, like he said, I had to grow up and learn that, right? I had to learn that, hold up, you dudes don't love me like I love this. You see what I'm saying? And now when you in that system, you like, why the gang don't love me back? This ain't what I signed up for. That's the reality. Like you said, now you in the system and you realizing, hold up, I'm getting more time and more time and more time for the things I got going on, have nothing to do with the game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Just so I'm gonna interrupt you real quick so people understand who they talk to. I said they can see your name is Tyrone and all that, but let them know where you from and all that because this might be their first opportunity to see you on here.
Yeah, so my name is Tyrone Jones. I'm T-Dog from West Side Pomona, Trade 57, Centown Gangster Crib. I did 27 years in CDC, right? Did it all on the main line. Never tapped out, never folded, never submitted. But that being said, I'm not gonna get on there and pop that crap. I done took L's. That's what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been jumped by many. I've jumped many. Right? I ain't the hardest motherfucker in the world, but when you doing that type of stuff, it's back to not glorified. You're not glorified because when you at that point, all you using is your defensive mechanism. You see what I'm saying? I'm only getting on these dudes because I have no other alternative. This is what I think life is about, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I had to go through that, right? I had to go through where me and my homies were seen as less than when it came to any type of gang activity in the penitentiary. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Where everybody want to be allies with you when you deep, but when you short, don't nobody want to fuck with you unless they can tell you to do A, B, C, and D.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to these youngsters is me getting out of that system gave me the understanding, first of all, you don't start growing until you look at yourself. Right? We got to go back and deal with, why did I join the gang? Right. And it's never too late if you You leave, you exit, that's one thing. If you stay, do you understand? Do you understand where you stand not only in the game, but in life, period? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I could be what you call, I fit every level, right? I fit the torpedo, I fit the follower until I learned how to become a leader. But it didn't happen overnight because don't nobody want to hear nothing from somebody that ain't got nothing to say and nothing to stand on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, my thing is,
Hey, dog. Let me add this along with what you're saying about, you know, the message, who's delivering it, where they at, all of the things that, you know, we know and been through, based on, you know, that lived experience, right?
yes,
Being up in the system, you know what I'm saying, being on them yards, and being reflective, right? That reflective or reflectiveness is to the point of, you know, the topic, the subject matter. So you got guys waking up or been woke to the fact that, you know, you're gonna spend basically the rest of your life in there. You know, you have to ask yourself, what relevance do I hold outside of being that person 20 years ago when, according to the statistics, you were at your peak? You know what I mean? And so I think that awakening process is sobering. It really is, you know, it really is brothers waking up to the fact that, hey man, I could be, you know, this is it. You know what I mean? This could really be my last, you know, and we faced it. So the messaging is, this is who I am, this is what I'm gonna stand on. This for life, this do or die. All of that is about the identity of the people who are delivering the message. It's who they are. What does Crippin require of them? What does being in a gang or being from Pyru or being a Republic, all of this stuff asks the question, what does it require of you? What did you sign up for? Which is what peace, what Dog is saying. What was the terms of your agreement? What was the policy? And so once you start going back and you realize, man, these dudes was kids when they was doing this. The frontal lobe hadn't even developed because the environment and the pressure put them in a situation of choice and choose, do or die, which is the same life of a slave. The slave either did what the master said or he died, he or she died. You know what I'm saying? Or suffered the consequences. So really what the dudes is up there revealing to the world and all those who are in them lives is that the trauma and the drama and the trauma has an audience. You know, you know, a car wreck. But most of the people who's in those lives probably have never ever done that kind of time that those guys are gonna do. And they probably never done the things that those guys have been allegedly accused of doing to put them in those cells. You understand what I'm saying? I'm one of those people when Tyrone came to prison, I was one of those guys that he met that had already been in prison 10 years or so, 9-10 years.
So let me ask you that. Hold on, Adisa. How much time did y'all? And shout out, I see BG in the building, man. Compton's finest. I see you in the building, BG. How long were you and Brother T-Dog incarcerated together?
Well, you got to go back to like 96 when I was on the yard when he hit Calipat, when that whole situation between his section and the other sections was going on. I had already been there on that yard. So I was one of the first guys that Dog really probably met that was basically on my way out of the gang thing. But I still, you know, we played ball, we still hung out. He recognized that, you know, wasn't nobody chasing me out of it, or we don't have them kind of pressures, but it's just, you know, it's not for me no more. But I'm still duty bound and to talk to him and to educate him as a black man. You understand? Also, as being a fellow former Crip,
to explain to him this is not the LA County Jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is Calipatria. This is not YA. Somebody will leave you out here with a hole in your body. So you have to understand that. And he adapted. But to that point of that growth that he's talking about, what did you get into it for? That's the ties that bind. Like he said, that identity, that's what's holding them together. We saw that before. As soon as the guys start breaking and these types of things start going, we already knew what it was because we've been in it. You know what I'm saying? We come from politics, and that's what he's saying about wins and losses. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody who's politic who has not suffered losses. I mean, we can, and I want to say this. I think what you do is notify, not glorify.
Yeah.
Right? I think what BG does is notify, not glorify. I think with all the brothers who done serious time for them sections, Dog, all these guys who walked it off on them fours and got down and learned coping skills. I mean, that's the guys who really can tell you, hey man, I've been on this side of the barrel, I've been on that side of the barrel, I've been on this side of the bunk, I've been on that side of the bunk.
Yeah.
You understand? And so them guys gonna go through that. Inshallah, the ones that say that they Muslim and the ones that the ones that say that they conscious, bro, they have to find it within themselves not to glorify that in the face of what we're looking at as a people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are we saying that the Crips and the Bloods are not black people? Are they saying that they not, irregardless of what they do, being black comes second to being black? Being a gang member becomes second to being black?
Right.
Is that what we're saying? Because black people have to come to, those of us who are conscious, have to come to grips with those of us who, as you always say, might not be able to go and might not give a damn about going.
Right. Yeah. And that's a crucial distinction that you made. They might not give a damn about going. Nah, that's real.
I mean, I was one of those guys at one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I can speak to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. The genuineness of what, what Dog is saying is not to be lost, because it is about the tie that bind. Man, this is who I am. This is what I got into it. But it ain't no love. Man, I was sitting there talking to one of the loved ones from Great, Lil Touche, and he was saying when he gained the consciousness about his affiliation and his association, his representation of the Baby Locs, he said it woke him up. So we all go through it.
Yeah.
I've been with these guys when they have a aha moment or that, yeah, man, this right here, we got to elevate. Them guys know, some of them guys have read the same kind of books, but it didn't move them. You see what I'm saying? Because they feel it ain't no economic bag in that. See, being black, they think ain't a bag. They got to get it like Trump got it.
Yeah.
They got to get it. Yeah, that's their heroes and idols. So that's the other identity. That's why they don't hear the message of being community, because I need to get my bag. It ain't no community. Fuck that. Them niggas killed my homies. Come on now. We all been through it, bro.
Well, I like
But see, can
the
I
part.
say this?
Yeah, go ahead, T-Dog. Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, one of the things, like he was saying about the messenger, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when they started these 50-50 yards, right? Which
You better
is,
step into it.
we're gonna mix general population with S and Y, right?
You better step into it,
So
though.
for us, once Gavin Newsom in Brown decided that the guys that been in there that was, under that 25 with the develop, it's like I used to tell my homie, if you make the decision to leave the main line and go to a 50-50 yard, then it's ramifications if you don't make it home. You come back to the main line. That's the way you live. That's the acceptance of what you're doing. But now what Adisa was talking about, when you say the message, So I'm sorry if I'm breaking up because I'm on the Bay Bridge right now. But when we talk about the messenger, like I see on a lot of these channels, right?
Yeah.
If you somebody, because we always look at the action when you decide that you want to change your life and step away from Crip and blood, and everything became a nuisance to your life, right? There's usually a story that led to that. See what I'm saying? If
Right.
you want to just change your life for the better, gang members are always going to be in support of that. Like for real. Hey, homie, if that's what you want to do that. But understand, you can't come back to this. You either in or you out, right?
Right.
Now, when I look at a lot of these dudes, I'm looking at dudes that committed these, you know, well, not, I'm not going to say committed. They've been charged with these heinous crimes that got them put away. And the first thing we talking about is the homies made me do this, the homies made me do that, the homies made me do that, right? If you step inside the board system and CDC and say the homies made me do it, they're going to tell you to go back for some reflection.
Right.
Oh yeah, you ain't got no
Right?
insight.
The point we at now is all about insight. You say you murdered somebody with a gun, or they allege you murdered somebody with a gun, but then you sitting up here saying the homies made me do it. No. When you woke up, you made the choice to pick up a gun. Right? So how do you get that to that point where you think having a gun is okay? Where do you get to the point where you decide I'm gonna join the game? When did that become okay?
Right.
Right? I see people blaming the system, this gang mentality, but what about blaming moms and pops?
Right.
What about asking them questions about my development when your life history became your lifestyle? That was my choice. You see what I'm saying? So now we're talking about being in the system. So if I'm in the system and I say, you know what, I did something wrong, the homies DP'd me, I can't believe these niggas turned on me. Now you the biggest advocate for saying, fuck these niggas, they don't love me no more. You out here putting it on the internet when you just not telling the truth.
Right.
If that's what led to your change, I'm with that. But let's get real about the facts. They loved me until I did this. Right? Yeah, come on, man. We all know it. We look. Ain't nobody join the gang knowing that look, I'm be don't labeled as a terrorist for the rest of my life. Ain't nobody gonna want to be around me. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never be able to change my life without telling them about this part of my history.
Yeah.
I'm not authentic about nothing I do. All this is for somebody else. No, they ain't gonna tell you that. Why would they tell you that? Here goes some money. Here go the pictures that we put the homies on, nigga. We all having sex with them. That's what they tell you. That's what you chase. That's what you glorify. The day you got locked up, guess what? The game changed. We ain't got no money, no bitches, no more. We ain't got none of that. And you better not be over there having sex with the men who gonna get rid of you.
Right.
For some people, that's too much. Now you gotta rely on mama, the one you ignored and chose the homies over. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So when we talking about that, it boils down to one thing. If you want to start blaming somebody, what you're telling me is you're ready to change. Right? So now we gotta get that blame out of there. Let's stop that. Let's work on I now. Let's go to I statements. What did I do to get in this situation? Right? So if I'm in jail with all this time because I chose the game that led me to this, that's only one of the things that got you where you at.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That love you looking for, if you can't find it in yourself, hey, that's why a lot of people go to religion. Let me go find something that's stronger than me to support me. If you believe that's not the game no more.
Right.
Let me become a man and start having a small, medium, and long-term plan about how I'm gonna deal with my life. So I can stop blaming people. Right? Because as long as we blaming, we ain't paying no attention to ourselves.
Right.
And that was the most important thing for me.
Hey, you and I had a conversation. I told brother Disa about this the other day when we were talking about fathers, and I was talking about my dad and this, that, and the third, right? And you
Yes,
said you would think about it different if you was sitting in that cell. And
yes,
I came, I heard you. I overstood where you were coming from, but yet and still, I still felt like I felt. And then I was telling Adisa just a couple days ago, I saw a video of my son, and I was thinking about the love my son has for his kids. And then I was
yes,
thinking about the love I got for my son. I said, in some ways, I'm envious of that because I will never know that love. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's
yes,
no way possible I will ever know that love. And I can only tell my son, man, I could only wish, you know, uh, my dad loved me as much as I love you. You know what I mean? I
yes,
could only imagine that. So that goes back to when you were and brother Diesel were talking about the reasons as to why you signed up. I know
yes.
the reasons why I was around certain individuals because I didn't have anybody else to guide me. You understand what
True.
I'm saying? I just, you and I had these conversations all the time, brother, and I'm grateful for you. I say that publicly, you know what I'm saying? That these is the brothers right here you see up here on this panel that I talk to on the phone along with Eddie Boy. I can't leave Eddie Boy out. Actually, I owe him a phone call right now. But but nah, but when we get on this internet and CStar had a very powerful message, man. Uh,
Yeah,
you know, he just giving you the raw facts. This is how it's gonna turn out. And I think it's only fair that the youngsters as well as uh people that may even be thinking about getting involved in this, these are the cold hard facts about what you trying to be indoctrinated into. You know what I'm saying? You may have to be on that level 4 yard. You might have to poke something. T Dog had a conversation with my son, and it basically uh you gotta choose the gang over your family. That's
Oh,
what you signed up for.
yeah, for sure. And see, that's the reality that dudes try to duck. They duck that smoke.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? See, that's why I was telling you, man, when being on the yard with these guys, coming out of it, uh, but coming up, realizing what you connected to through that identity. But you have chosen the homies, that lifestyle over your children and family. Now
yeah,
you could try to run from it. You could try to do whatever you want to mitigate, justify, uh, duck and dodge. But ultimately, that's what happens. And then what happens is this: they try to be the greatest fathers over the phone.
yeah,
yes.
Now that you understand, I watched that for a bunch of years up in there because I didn't have no kids because I was a kid myself.
right.
So the thing was, the thing was for me to not, as I was explaining to you, in order for me to correct, I must myself be corrected.
Yeah,
I must understand that process, and I think that's where me and Dog we always come to that point
yeah,
of not saying one thing or the other, but understanding the role that you're standing on. There's a fork.
hmm,
And we face those, and those are decisions that we have to make. You understand?
yeah,
Dog used to be up in there burning that white lightning, but
Come
now
on,
they
man.
give him a
Double
day.
grind.
Hey,
Double grind.
now they give him a day, and they consider letting him go. Remember, he got two daughters, two twin daughters.
yeah, yeah,
See, now he got to make choices and decisions in there. Do I still be T-Dog and politic and go get the fights and make sure the car that I'm representing is or do he start making choices and decisions for his daughters, for his family?
right.
Yes.
You understand? See, that's what's real.
Yeah.
Because the bodies you got ain't gonna bring you closer to the board.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
It ain't gonna bring you closer to your family, your loved ones. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
So
But see, that's the
you
go
you
ahead, go
you
ahead,
you
go ahead.
you have to understand that key point when we disseminating whatever type of information. Because this what this is. It's a care, it's a concern, it's a love from ours abroad to all the brothers, no matter what condition they in.
Right.
But being that we've all had this lived experience, like you say, bro, you 52, I'm 55, dog, like 52 yourself.
Yeah.
So you talking to guys who lived it. He's been on parole since he was 10.
I've
Since
been
he
under
was
paperwork
10.
my
Come
whole
on
life.
now.
That just sound crazy. Yeah.
We didn't. That's what I'm saying. We didn't jump off the porch. It was no porch.
Wasn't no porch. We always been in the street.
We always been in the street.
Maybe jumped off the curb.
So listen. All right,
Yeah,
level one. Yeah, yeah,
we had sidewalks in Pomona.
yeah, man. And see,
Nah, but
that's what
see,
I was saying. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
like everybody, like when we in that pen, we was privileged enough to I can't say that about Adisa because he wised up a long time ago. I didn't. You see what I'm saying? It took me a long time to wise up. But
Dusty
when you see, I'm
dog,
in Oakland right now. No, but the thing
Dusty
is,
dog, boy, we late. Oh. Go ahead, dog.
no,
You
but
know that.
see, getting out, like we always had that dream about what we want to do, right? When you doing that time, bro, you already dealing with the mental trap of I'm never going home. I have 40 years, followed by 7 in life, followed by 7 in life.
Mhm.
I never thought I was going home. So it's easy to crash out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's easy. That's nothing. Let's do it. Nigga, this crib, whatever it is, I'm riding with whoever can do something I can get into. I want to be part of that. Right?
Right.
Now, in order for them to let us out, which I learned real soon, in order for them to let us out, that door got closed on a lot of people. That's these youngsters you see right now that's crying out. Right? Because when I got there, there was homies from in the 90s, there was homies that been in there since the 70s with 7 in life. So if you bring me in here and I got 40 years to do before I get to my first 7 in life sentence, with a 7 in life sentence after that, what hope do I have to get out?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm a
You
whatever.
didn't. Wasn't nobody getting
Right?
out. You came
This is what I'm
onto a
saying. We didn't,
yard where we wasn't.
bro, we was
Nobody
on,
got out. I came in 10 years before you, and nobody had gotten out 10 years before me.
listen, we was in Calipat and I was in one block. Everybody in the building had life.
Everybody.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there was no plan. Everybody in here got life, bro.
Everybody
We
didn't
ain't got to
got
worry
cooked.
about no look dudes in there didn't even go to board. I got a
Hey,
board date,
Dopest.
man. I'm not going.
The judge used to tell us, y'all, I know y'all can't do all that time, but just bring me what you can. Just bring me what you
Look,
can.
this is what they told my mama when she ran out the courtroom crying when they sentenced me to life. I mean, the judge said, Mr. Jones, you are to be incarcerated in the California Department of Corrections for as long as humanly possible. You see what I'm saying? And my mama started crying and going out. But now, like them youngsters say, for a person like me that's been going in and out of jail all his life, as soon as you commit a crime, you get caught, waive the first one, take the time on the next. Right? I don't want the 3. I'll be back next time. Y'all give me the 16, I'll take that and I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I grew up under. So when my mom used to always say, hey, eventually they're going to put your ass somewhere where we can't come get you and you're not going to get out. So now, for them youngsters that's just coming in, there's a level of awareness that we never went through. Because see, now when they hit the line, they see dudes going home every day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't give a damn about this dude's been down for 47 years. These motherfuckers is going home every day. Now they have cellies that's going home. I never had a celly go home ever. Right? Except one homie, and he was like 9 months to the house. But I never had a dude with life that I was in the cell with, and I was with lifers my whole time, go home.
Yeah.
So when you bring them youngsters in here, now they're telling them from the beginning, hey, you got to do 25 years, and if you get in trouble, we're going to move that board date back.
Yeah, it's on the beam.
That's enough to see, now they soul searching.
Right.
Because now you're looking at, I'm trying to go home. You got 25 years to do, and you already trying to get in classes to go home.
Well, let me bring this up. Okay, I've been watching J Hood. I watched J Hood's channel, and then I was watching Lomac from Raymond's the other day, and they asked him about J Hood being on the EOP yard. And Lomac, his response kind of surprised me. His response was, if a nigga got life and he got action at going home, he was like, shit, he might as well go to the EOP yard. He was like, most of them cats eventually do it anyway. So
listen, hold on now.
Yeah, please hold on.
I mean,
Slow
this
down.
ain't me saying it. I'm just repeating what I heard.
Hold it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't want to, because it's a lot of them dudes from his section that never done it.
Yeah. Let me give you.
Hey, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's dudes from his section that I was on the yard with. That me and Dog, they came home like what they stood on.
Yeah.
Let me give him
now see, that's a point of contention with the guys who's still in there. Like I know guys up in there, and I just got out in 21, bro. So I'm not talking 15, 20 years ago. I'm talking about, I'm celebrating my second year off parole. Mm-hmm. So, no.
My first.
And when you come off, when you're doing that, and you coming off that mentality that Dog is talking about, no. You're not finna hear him tell you to go to the EOP or take that way out. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because now you are going against it because you saying you active. See, that has a different thing when you saying you active. How can you be active and you're not out there when the riot go up, when the whatever the homies get into it, or the blacks, or the whatever's happening on the main line? And see, that's a distinction. Yeah. Now the other ethnic groups don't allow none of that.
So basically, you got to disassociate yourself. Once you do that, your career is over. You just
wait.
Well, no, not your career. Just where you at, who you talking to, what age bracket are we talking to? Because you have to understand how generationally in eras this thing has broke down to. That being said, about you might as well, because most of those guys do it anyway. If that was said, no, I don't believe that.
I didn't do it.
He said I didn't do it.
So let me give you this though. So Calipatria Penitentiary, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go back to 96, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Calipatria's too hot, so they had what they call heat med, right? So if you're on heat meds, you can't be in a facility that goes over 90 degrees. Or you can't be on the yard. Calipatria, you wake up, it's 90 degrees in the morning. So if you get on back then, that wasn't talking about no EOP, it was just triple CMS, right? Which is the care management system, medication, right? So it was frowned on back then. Like you would be at Lancaster, that's where the people was on meds at. If you're of sound mind and you young, we around the homies all day, every day.
Right.
We know if you're not right in the head. Okay?
Right.
So For the homies that wasn't right in the head, we kept somebody with them. You see what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
ones that needed medical, that makes sense to go to medical.
Yeah.
But ain't listen to me, man. And I'm gonna stand on this. If you got enough sense in your brain to sit in your cell and have a conversation on the phone, very, very intelligent about what you're speaking, you shouldn't be on EOP yard.
Mhm.
EOP yard means you can't take care of yourself. I know this. I was an ADA worker. I studied this. It was my job. Triple CMS allows you the care to be on the main line and get the medication you need.
Right.
Understand? Don't. I know America's looking from a different avenue that's never been incarcerated, but we all suffer from depression. Depression is the ones you love that's not there. We all have that.
Right.
That's the same reason we went into the game. We
Yeah.
just didn't know the name of it. Abandonment is suffering from depression. You see what I'm saying? That's why my slogan is, I was worthless until I found out I was worthwhile. I always put somebody else in front of my own. I didn't give a damn about myself.
Oh, my bad.
C-Town was what it was about. Whatever needs to be done to make this ride and everybody be safe, that's what I'm doing.
Let me. So okay, to the point of activity. Say I'm I'm going to EOP, and
So
and but now I've been on EOP for however many, whatever, right? Years or whatever. Because you got guys who was on C status for years. You had guys that was on all of these different programs for years. And so my thing is just the clarification about most guys in there that do it. That's just my thing. Like when, I consider myself to be a part of the old school of you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? In there's a lot of things that I've seen being in that car that I was in, the Long Beach car. But EOP, not participating, not being available, your availability was your greatest skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that you were on the main line was a distinction, man, between one thing and another.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to understand how that was and what that was back then. Because I said, even guys from his section and all of those guys' sections that are on the internet or whatever, every section has guys who would tell you would stand on the side like, no, that was against the rules. You see what I'm saying? Ducking and dodging, hitting, you hiding out or stuff like that. You had guys who always stayed in ad seg and then came to the main line bragging because they was always in the hole. It was like, but what are y'all doing back there? Doing nothing. Throwing piss and shit, doing silly shit. So, you know what I mean? So
non-stress environment.
yeah, so it's like it's again, it's what the perspective is and who you asking and from what era. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, talks about the OGs and what they did do and what they did not do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't speak on paperwork unless I've actually laid my two pupils on it, my two eyes on it. I wouldn't pass that. I wouldn't say, hey, Dopest, woo, 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 about the dog. No, if I didn't read it, now if I read it, I'm obligated to stand on it. Not to say now how guys would do where they don't even want to read the paperwork.
Or handling.
Say that again.
I said, and if you read it, you might be obligated to deal with it.
You obligated to deal with it. Yes. You were obligated to deal with it. Yes. For sure. And so that broke down into why the guys came with the set tripping inside of the prison versus the era that I came in where that on the fours, we was, you know, everybody's from where they from, but we was all Crips. Or at the time they was all Bloods. You see what I'm saying? Like they was, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One thing didn't override the fact that we was all black or that we was all Crips. So if that happened in the Crip car, you can't be saying, well, he a rat, but we gotta let the Trey 5.7s deal with that. What if
Yeah.
ain't no Trey 5.7s on the yard? And what if the Trey 5.7s refuse to want to deal with it because they don't, talking about they homies say they don't want to read the paperwork? I guarantee you the Crips gonna remove everybody from Pomona.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm
that's
talking
why
about
we
when
stand
I
on
came to
business.
prison, everybody going, the whole car.
It's an obligation.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it all depends who you talking to and all of that. You know what I'm saying? When it
Yeah.
comes to dudes' choices and decisions. I knew guys in there that was on the main line talking to their homies on the S&Y yards, on the PC yards, while they was on the main line when I was at corporate. We sitting in the MTA office. And you know, hey, the homie took a phone, he over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
sending each other money. You know, you still my dude. So listen, man. You talking about now things being like you trying to breathe fresh air in the septic tank.
Mm-hmm.
But can I say this so it won't get misunderstood? Now, I got homies that have went to the EOP yard and
Yeah.
came back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the circumstances is what matters.
Right.
Circumstance
Some
matters.
homies really need that. Like I've had a homie where his parents died. I ain't gonna say my boy name, but when
Yeah.
he lost his mama, he
Yeah,
wanted to stab everybody,
yeah.
and everybody know the homie.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, when you're sitting at that table with Crips from every denomination, there's always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
So he was the type of person where
Always.
a dude may say something like, man, this nigga over here, whoop de whoop. He gonna be like, look, I'll go with you.
Right.
But me being a homie, you know, after a couple of times, you like, hold up now.
Right.
We got to get him some help, right? I had a
Mm-hmm.
homie in Calipad burn his fucking cell down.
Uh,
Remember, he's decent? And the
yeah.
COs came to my door and said, listen, we can't get your homie out of here for 2 days, but we need y'all to keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they got to the cell, he burnt up the radio, his fingers, all type of shit. But nothing stopped him from being a homie, but he had these moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when they come tell us this y'all homie, keep an eye on him. He's a threat to himself and everybody else. He's
Right.
also a threat to the whole general population because
Now
he can
that
go out and stab somebody on one of them, you know,
true,
mental trips. So
but
we
watch,
have to
but
walk around with him. We had to walk around with him in Calipat and keep him calm until they can move him.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to EOP, he got checked out. 4-5 years later, I seen him down the road. So there are instances where that's needed.
Right.
But when
But
you
you
young
see,
and you know,
what I'm saying is that distinction though is that he had done bodily harm. He tried to commit bodily harm to himself.
yes,
That's what
yes,
I want to say about that distinction. Like, cause I was on the yard with bro, we used to play basketball and all that shit. So my thing is, but just now, again, like he say, circumstantial. I don't know the young brother. Shout out to J Hood. I don't know him, so I wouldn't speculate
Right.
about his particular situations.
Right. Right.
But I'm just speaking in general. Even if you take a guy like that and you say that he's oppressor and he's a top tier representative, they're gonna have rules concerning all of that also.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's where the rules come from. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to always make sure that the rules are not being bent and manipulated. A lot of these guys are talking about the rules being bent and manipulated. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of that bent is coming from, you know, this the new form of crash out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? with the disclaimer, ain't no disrespect, but
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What old boy say? Well, I ain't trying to start nothing,
Yeah, I ain't
but
trying to start nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Cut the light out and somebody, been busted in the head. But this is the and you know that I just wanted to make that distinction because that
yeah,
is true that during that type of time, it's a quote from George Jackson that I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna paraphrase where he talks about the penalty paid on the person and the development of the person who's developing in prison. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Um, and so I'm a witness that crucible, that
mhm,
torturous development in prison is a thing. Um, it's a war of your soul. It's a war of identity. Like that's how I took it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because the Crips back then, um, in my mind, were the closest we had come to unification. You know what I mean? Because somebody from Trey 57 could tell somebody from Long Beach, quote unquote, what to do as an older homie for the safety and security of all of the Crips.
Yeah.
right,
And we're not just talking about the guys that were under so-called paperwork or had in different constitutions. We talking about whether you was non-constitutional or constitutional, it had an effect. You know what I mean? And
mm,
so, we had Blue June, we had those different types of things that celebrated or expressed a unity in an idea of consciousness. But that got lost as the gang violence and the gangs began to, multiply. You know how many gangs was formed in the time that 27 years that Tyrone did in prison? You know how many new gangs popped up in 27 years?
yeah,
Yeah.
34 years that I've done. Come on now, 40 years that these guys have done, 45 years that these guys have done. You understand? So, bro, this is not this is a culture. This thing has become uh, uh, traditional. It's got a dance, it's got a whistle, it's got a color, it's got, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So you have to understand that but that foundation, because Tyrone 50 some years old, he saw a lot of things that he had to, we don't do that.
right,
But had he not done that, they would have done it.
yeah,
See, that's the internal dynamic that happens. Because the older homies used to say, one of my older dudes, man, he's still out there too, man. If he ever listen to this, man, shout out to my boy OG Capone, man, from Menlo. He used to, when I was in New Folsom with Capone in 87, 88, Capone used to tell me, don't ever draw a line that you ain't willing to defend.
mm,
I'm 18 years old, New Folsom off the chain, people killing people.
right.
I'm scared to death, but I'm gonna hold my breath. You know what I'm saying? That boy, 150 some pounds. That boy knees knocking, man. Where that man pull that knife from, man? I thought we all went to the metal detector. We all got one down to come to the yard, man. That man squatted down and pulled that thing from his rectum, man. He's serious about it.
Yeah,
Don't ever draw a line that you ain't willing to defend.
hmm,
And that never 30 some, 40 some years later, nearly, that's always stuck with me.
yeah.
Before I open my mouth, that's where the line began.
Hey, well, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm glad I had y'all on because y'all know how I've been feeling about this live streaming thing. And I was talking to my partner the other day, man. He said, man, last time you went live, man, you was about, he said, I know you. He said, you was about to say some thing. I said, yeah, and I'm trying to, you know, sometimes I'm just like that, man, where I just need to step back and you know, get a good overview of not just what's going on, but like myself too. You know what I'm saying? Cause uh it's a lot of clout whores on here. And I ain't gonna say no names. It's a lot of dudes that, like I've said before, I had a lot of respect for their viewpoints. Maybe not them as a person, I don't know them, but the viewpoints that they exhibited in this internet space, uh, but I ain't seen too many of them stand on it. And it's I was disappointed, and that was my last stance on it. But since then, I've redirected that energy
There you go,
and taking
repurpose
it
it.
as motivation.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate the slow grind because I know that the
It's the
foundation of
real
whatever
grind.
we building is stronger. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna last longer. These words that y'all shared today are way more powerful than 90% of what they hearing on YouTube right now in this sector. It's other sectors too. So don't get it twisted. Uh but yeah, I had to hop back on here, man. We gonna do this hopefully a few times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for sure. I'm gonna get brother Adisa and T-Dog on here. We gonna get, you know, just some real men having real conversations about real things, you know.
Yeah, man, we could do a weekly overview.
Oh, hold on, you fell down. Hold on, you fell down.
All right. You got
All right,
me?
there. Yeah, I got you.
Hey, I wanted to say something real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is, I always say you only can have one value system,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I made that value system had been sent down. Even when I was on the street, my mom and them knew what was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always started with family because the shit I was doing, I was giving back to the family. Even though I didn't stay out there that long, they knew when I came out, look, I need 500, 600 rent. You know, it was cheap back then. If
Yeah.
I'm here tomorrow, you got it. So going to the pen, that turned from Sintown
If I'm
to
here tomorrow, you got it.
that was what it was. My nephew used to stand on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it became what I thought was cripping, which I quickly learned that other people think different to you,
Mm-hmm.
which became the San Gabriel Valley, my fam. That's what it became, right?
Yeah.
So now the whole time, my mother passed away, my father passed away, right? So when I finally get out, then they had COVID, 2021. I get out March 10th. My sister and them talking about coming to visit me. You can't come visit me because of COVID. So we was making plans for my two sisters and my nieces to come up here and see me when I get out, which was what, October. That's when I'd have been off out the halfway house. So unfortunately, both of my sisters passed away in August under the COVID circumstances, right? So I never got to see them.
Mm-hmm.
So now, after that, I immediately go down and see my brother, my one last sibling, right? I go see him. When I come back from seeing him, he ended up passing away like maybe 7 months later.
Damn.
So I lost my 3 surviving siblings
Yeah.
within about 12 months,
Yeah.
13 at the most. So what I'm saying is, when you pick this lifestyle, you don't realize that you picked something over family,
Yeah.
right? And based on when you get out, because the longer you're in there fighting for your freedom, they're still aging. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm grateful that they're not there, but you know what? I'm still dealing with the remnants of the penitentiary. I'm
Right.
still dealing with the remnants of accepting the set for what it was, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
have this dream and this fantasy about our family always gonna be there to look out for us. But the reality is at one point you're supposed to become the head of the family for all
Right.
the men that's still in the penitentiary,
Right.
right? for my homie Wolf, shout out to Wolf, that's sitting in there trying to get out of that place. When it came to me getting ready to get out, like Adisa was telling you, when I was selling alcohol, when they let me go down to Solano, he didn't have no reason to do it outside of the fact he looked at me, he said, look, bro, stop doing anything illegal. He knew I didn't have nobody to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do nothing illegal. I got your packages, your canteen. Bro, go to class.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? For 3 years, that man took care of me. One board shot down, got on the second. So what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I looked at the homies as my family.
Right.
Right? But then I seen other dudes that looked at me,
That's
the homies,
yeah.
as they family.
Right, right.
As that person to guide them when somebody passed it away. They didn't have no food. I looked at Adisa as my family when he used to dispense messages to me about how to survive in that place.
They work here.
Right.
Ask them.
Right? So what I'm saying is,
right, but
we'll never be the same.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, when people go to college, I don't care if the college get burnt down or the college was crooked.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say give my diplomas back.
Right. Right.
They don't give them back.
Right.
You take that, you build your life.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you make that choice and you realize that's not the choice you want, you have to change the way you think. Don't nobody owe me shit.
Mm-hmm.
If they not giving it to you right now, guess what? You already said I don't matter. Then walk away.
Yeah.
Because if they don't give a damn about you, they ain't gonna call you back.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you walking out the door, they be like, hey, come back. No, man. Walk away. Start building your new future. Start building with your family, the ones that you neglected for the homies.
Hey.
Go back and repair that.
Hey, that's real talk. Cause look, a book where every chapter is the same ain't a good book.
No. No.
No. You know what I'm saying? You gotta write some new chapters in this book. And I'm proud of y'all brothers for writing a good positive chapter in y'all book. You know, we've all had them chapters that we may not be so proud of, and we weren't at our best, but the book ain't finished until we gone. You know what I mean? And
what makes a good book?
The ending.
That great ending. God damn it, a great ending.
For sure.
See, you knew I was going with that. That's why I'm
on, man.
Hey, but I love y'all brothers, man. Y'all know that. I'm gonna get out of here, man. But I just wanted to get back on here, let people know that, I ain't went nowhere. We ain't went nowhere. We standing strong and we moving forward in what we doing. But yeah, we're gonna have some other stuff coming up later this week. Make sure y'all tap in. Y'all know I'm gonna chop this up, throw some shorts on Instagram, some reels on Instagram, YouTube. So y'all make sure y'all come back and like and comment. Again, shout out to T-Dog Tyrone, brother Adisa, also known to his homies in Long Beach as Sneak Low. And shout out to all my other brothers up there in the Urban Alchemy program that's up there with my guys, man, all the soldiers. Until next time, y'all know the slogan is one love or no love. And if nobody told you they love you and you have value, worth, and importance, King Dopest said it. And I stand on that. And I'm gone.
Love y'all.
All right, bro. Thank you, man.